You guys are ready? We're live.
All right, welcome everyone to the City Council meeting for Monday, September the 8th, 2025. We can have a roll call, Madam Clerk, to establish a quorum.
Terry McClung is absent with notice. Harry Meyer.
Here.
David Avanzino.
Present. Rochelle
Moyer. Here. Steve Holofield.
Here.
Susan Gruning. Here.
All right, if we can stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, get a motion to approve the agenda, or
I'd like to add an item.
beg your pardon?
I'd like to add an item.
All right.
This update on hospital finances.
Who are you going to ask that to?
What's that?
Who are you going to ask?
I have an update.
Okay. Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
I would like to review some action items from the council workshops and some of the discussions that we've had with the hospital commission.
Okay.
Please.
Anything else? Anyone? Get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So move.
All right. Get a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's so moved. Get a motion to approve the minutes for August the 11th. And we can probably do both unless somebody has a problem with one of the minutes. Do both approval for minutes for August the 11th and August 25.
I move we approve the minutes for the August 11th and August 25 minutes for the City Council meeting.
Second.
All right, does anybody have any additions, corrections on either one of those? Hearing none, all in favor of the approval for August the 11th and August 25th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. All right, we have a couple of renominations on the Hospital Commission. We've got Sharon Doremus, who's on the commission, and her application is up. So need a motion to approve, or
I move we approve Sharon Doremus to be put back on the Hospital Commission.
Second.
all right. Got a motion made to approve Sharon Doremus and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Willie Daniels is up. We just appointed him about 3 or 4 months ago.
I move we reappoint Willie Daniels to the Hospital Commission.
And get a motion, motions there. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, motion been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved. This brings us up to public comments. Please limit your time to 3 minutes.
Vicki Welch, 16 Kings Highway. Good evening, and first, thank you, Council, for your tireless commitment to our community. I'm here tonight as a board member representing Main Street, Eureka Springs, to talk about our upcoming Run Unicorn Run race being held on Sunday, September 21st at 8 a.m. When we first started putting this event together, our big question was, how many will come? 20, 30, 50? We were told by the race company we hired that for our first year, a town our size could expect anywhere from 70 or 80, possibly 100. So we began offering Couch to 5K training for those that signed up early. And week by week, runners kept signing up and sponsors began to sign on. Tonight, I'm proud and excited to share that we have 113 runners currently signed up for the 1 Mile Fun Run, 5K, and 10K. We're raising money to support a new microgrant for the community, helping them to create gatherings and events, as well as continue our work with infrastructure projects. We're here tonight to offer a big thank you to the following: Rob and Lori Strauss for volunteering to coach the Couch to 5K, the CAPC for showing belief in our event by granting marketing support funds. 80% of participants are from outside the area. Simon and his team from Public Works, along with Police Department, all with helping with safety and traffic control. Christina in the Mayor's office for help with numerous questions and legalities. And of course, all our sponsors and volunteers that have made donations in various and numerous ways. We couldn't put all this together without help from all of you. This is teamwork, this is community building, and that's what Main Street is about. We're looking forward to a successful event that grows every year, strengthening our community and giving visitors one more reason to experience our unique little town. I leave you with this. Main Street Eureka Springs would like to invite the council and everyone watching tonight to come bring your sparkle and shine and to cheer on our runners. Sunday, September 21st at 8 a.m., kicking off on Center Street. Of course, you do still have 12 more days to sign up to race or to volunteer. Find us at rununicornrun.com. Thank you for your time.
That sounds like a challenge.
All right, anyone else?
What comments?
All right, that concludes public comments for this evening. We'll move on to our unfinished business. We have a sewer update. Simon is down in Hot Springs attending a wastewater conference, so we have his assistant, Sean, going to fill in for him. Tell us about water and sewer.
I'm Sean Mellon. I'm the Deputy Director under Simon now. Currently, I'm down at the sewer plant. J.L. Bryson is installing the new sludge basin aerators, mixers, and decanter. We expect that to go on for at least another week in that project. Matco Electric is beginning to start the electric to get it all tied in and working properly. Jack Tyler Engineering is replacing the seeping motor valves that are leaking right now down there. Hopefully we have that done in the next week or two. And the 2 influent valves for the SBRs are scheduled to ship any day. And when they come, J.L. Bryson will install them once they arrive. Now, as far as the water, we have repaired, the major leak that we had on Van Buren in front of Osage. We had that fixed. We fixed the leak on Armstrong, which was just above 1st Street parking area, and the one on Prospect. We do have one small leak on Douglas, which my team will get on tomorrow morning. And that's currently about all we have going on.
All right. Any questions from anyone?
How big was that leak on, I'm sorry, how big was that leak on the highway there by?
It was a major leak, and we couldn't get it shut down, so we had to get it fixed hot. In other words, they divert the water. That's why it took the time it took, because it was a major deal. It was sitting in bedrock, and it took a whole day just to get the bedrock broken out so we could get around the pipe to fix it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How large a pipe was it, Sean?
Pardon?
How large a pipe?
It was an 8-inch pipe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, 8-inch. It's one of the 8-inch main transition lines that come down for the city, the feed from the 2 pumping stations.
Yeah. All right. Ms. Gurney, you had a question?
No, I'll pass.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, Sean, thank you very much. All right, that brings us up to ambulance rate increase. Get a motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right. Gary, I think you're here somewhere. You can talk to us about this.
Good evening. Before council meeting, I passed out a packet to everyone. Most of this packet is the same as the information that I gave to you the first month and a half ago, 2 months ago. The first bit is the reason for the ambulance rate increase is because there's been a law change that allows us to bill a larger amount, that the insurances are now bound to pay 325% of the Medicare rural rate. There were some questions, and I tried to answer those in the back several pages. I will kind of go through those. I believe you had a question as far as to how much difference it would have made. And of course, we can only speculate what kind of difference it would have made according to the 2023 numbers. But looking at it, it looks like it would have made somewhere in the neighborhood of about $320,000 difference. As you can see, according to the census, we do have a 41.75% that has private insurance, which I believe was a question the last time. And the people that it would negatively affect is the ones that are completely uninsured, and that number is 8.83%. And of course, these numbers are a couple of years old, but they're the most current numbers that we have now to base it off of. And then the following pages, this next one that you've seen before, it was just basically how much we're charging, how much we're able to charge, and how much money we're leaving on the table to those private insurance companies.
And Gary, just a moment. I think, Ms. Gurney, did you have a question?
Yeah, can you tell me where you're at in here? Because we're trying to find, I hear a lot of paper rustling. Please, that page? Okay.
Yes.
Is there a page number?
No,
I found it. Okay, we're good. Thank you.
It's the one that has the blue and the blue on it. What I did there is I took the numbers from in the first column. That's the average national cost of what it costs to make an ambulance call, a transporting call, $3,127, and the national average reimbursement is $1,147. And then I took our run volume and I multiplied that times those numbers, and that's where the 1.77 million comes from. That if we were losing that much per call, that's how much we would have lost. Then the next one is our actual numbers.
The next page?
No, the next column.
Okay.
According to our study that was done for us, it cost us $1,823.11 to make a call, and we're reimbursing about $747 per call. So we're doing better than the national average as far as the loss goes, but we're still taking a loss on these numbers. And the biggest reason that we're taking a loss is because what happened in 2022 was when ambulances fell under the No Surprises Act, we're no longer able to go back and collect anything that insurance, or beyond what insurance pays. So it kind of makes sense that we try to collect as much as we can from the insurance companies. And then the next page, if you'll turn to the next page, this was in the packet the last time, and I just added down there at the bottom where I got my numbers from the 2023 census. And I did leave the proposed increase blank, because ultimately it's up to you guys if you want to change rates, or if you want to what rates that you want. On the final page, and we'll get to that just in a minute, but the next two pages are some of our neighbors and what they are doing. These are current rates for, the first one is from North Arkansas Regional Medical Center. And as you can see, that currently they are much, much higher than we are, and they haven't even made their adjustments yet. Due to some contractual restrictions, it's going to be some time before they change their rates, but they're so much closer to what that that number is, that they're really not concerned. And then the next one is Madison County, and they're kind of the same way. They are in the process of raising their rates, but this is currently what they are charging, which again is significantly higher than what we are. And then the last page, I included this. The city of Fort Smith has already amended their rates, and I thought it was kind of creative the way that they did that with an amendment rather than rewriting their ordinance, basically to say that they're going to charge what the law allows. And that kind of would help if there's any other adjustments in the future, because there will be. With these numbers that they're collecting through CMS, they are going to go to Congress with to try to get the amount of Medicare and Medicaid raised. And when that happens, the percentage of 325% likely will drop in Arkansas. It will all over the country because they're doing this in other states as well. But that will drop, and that will cause rates to change again, one way or the other. Probably the dollar amount won't change as much as the percentage will, but
The 325%?
The 325%, because if they raise the Medicare rural rate, they're not going to leave the 325%, because that could potentially raise it to an unreasonable level.
Mr. Mush?
So your suggestion is to do what has been done elsewhere and just amend it to charge whatever the law allows?
I think that makes the most sense in my mind.
I think it does too. And that basically applies to insurance companies mostly, not.
Yes.
Medicare is not affected by
Medicare, Medicaid is going to pay what they pay, no matter if it's Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. We can only collect what they offer to pay, and the account has to be considered paid in full.
I understand.
So the rates that we have on this ordinance, are those the 325% or?
In our current ordinance,
the one that we're going to be amending that's being proposed?
That's what I think is the best course of action, is to just do the 325% as the law states.
As opposed to what the ordinance that we have in front of us?
Yes. Well, that's entirely up to you.
No, but I mean, that's what your recommendation is.
I think that makes the most sense to make the amendment. Okay. That keeps us from redoing this every 2 or 3 years as the laws change and as rates change, and because I think we're going to see some significant differences within the next several years in the amount of ambulance reimbursement amongst the private and the public sector.
Ms. Moya?
I'm curious if legal counsel has any insight into this as far as directions for amending it or approving rates, or or even any insight into what other cities are doing? Do you know?
I don't. I haven't considered this in any of the other cities I'm working with, but I'm happy to look into it and see what would be I was just going to pull up the ordinance and see what it says currently, and how an amendment like this would kind of factor in. I'll look at that and can get back to you guys.
A copy of our current ordinance is in this packet.
Okay.
Yes.
So Gary, how did you arrive at this, for example, the basic life support non-emergency $1,050? Was that 325%?
That's 320, let me get to that page. That is 325%. Okay, now which line are you on?
The first line, first item. I mean, I'm just curious for the public. So
for 1,600, okay, so what we currently charge now is $700. The Medicare rural allowable rate is $492.46, and according to the state law, 325% of that is $1,600.50.
That's for which item?
For an AOS 1 emergency rate, which is probably our most common rate.
He's on this page.
Oh, I'm back at the okay. I guess I'm looking at our ordinance that was proposed. And you saw this, you went through this one.
Yes, what I think we did there, or what we were considering doing, was going just barely above what the 325% was, just so that we covered the 325%. It really doesn't matter up and above what we charge, because the insurance is only going to pay so much anyway, and then...
The 325, from how Fort Smith has done it, is probably the simplest fix.
I believe
Yeah,
so too.
I mean, I agree.
Whenever I saw that, I
Yeah.
thought that was the simplest thing to go with, rather than to fix the rates what we think they should be, and then in a year or 2 years have to amend them again and amend them again and amend them again. If we can just go with basically what the law says that we're allowed to charge.
Yeah,
then
I'll
that
look
makes
into it
sense.
a little bit more, but I mean, that appears to be that would be the simplest fix for sure. So.
Okay.
Well, should we amend this ordinance or just go ahead and pass this because it's 325% plus a little bit, or should we do a new ordinance?
I think probably your legal counsel would probably better answer that than myself.
Since you have the ordinance already, I would suggest repealing the language that you don't want and amending it with language that you do want.
Makes sense.
We probably need some help there.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Is this something that you're going to want to do tonight, or?
Well, we can defer it. I mean, we've waited,
A couple months. I
Yeah,
mean,
so we can-
There's
Yeah.
no rush
Yeah.
to do this.
we can defer this and have you look at this.
Right, why don't we
recommend
look
it.
at it and actually
Yeah.
draft the language that we want to pass
Yeah.
before we put it on the table?
All
I wouldn't recommend doing it by voice right now.
I move we table this and come back with another ordinance written the way you would like it to be.
With the 325%.
Of Medicare.
Yeah.
So if Medicare goes up, they all go up.
Second.
All right, so we got a motion to defer this and have the city attorney redraft the ordinance noting the 325% Medicare rate. All right, any further discussion? Do we have a second? Okay, Gary's second, all right, Mr. Holyfield seconded. All right, any further discussion?
I think it was in the packet.
Okay, anyway.
All right, anybody else? All right, if there's no other comments, then all those in favor of deferring this until we get the new ordinance, signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, so moved. Okay.
Thanks.
You bet.
All right. Okay, so that brings us up to our new business. You want to do, Ms. Moyer wanted to talk about financial update about the hospital?
Yeah, so I just wanted to...
Get a motion to discuss?
Motion to discuss.
Second.
All right.
Sorry about that. I wanted to just follow up on some of the points that I brought up at the last meeting. We had requested some specific documents from the hospital, and I wanted to say thank you to Michael Atkins for facilitating that. We did get those documents and was able to look through that, and I wanted to just provide an update on that. So this is coming out of the workshop that we had with the Hospital Commission, the joint workshop that we had. And I think the best place to start is we've been asking a question for 7 months, And that question is, what is the status of the financials for the hospital? We've gone at it a lot of different ways, and I think at the end there should be an answer, right, about what the actual financial status is. We've been told that the hospital is breaking even or even making a profit, but the truth is that when you look at the financial record, there's a couple of things that stand out. One of those is that the bank accounts show a decrease of over $2.1 million. That doesn't suggest a break even. The other thing that sort of came out from the workshop was this aging accounts receivable, a liability that's been carried on the balance sheet. So this is kind of where I wanted to focus. We learned at the last joint workshop that the hospital has failed to adopt a bad debt policy. I remember specifically asking, what is your policy? And they said they did not have one. As a result, they have failed to post bad debt on the income statement since the beginning of the year. And this is in contrary to a history, years of history beforehand, when bad debt was posted monthly. So this started at the beginning of 2025. After receiving an aging account schedule or something that looks like that shows us what this is, a lack of a policy basically allows the hospital to record what is essentially bad debt on a balance sheet in perpetuity. What that means is, so if you remember, this is a financial record that we asked for in April and we didn't receive until July. When we finally got it, we're able to see the accounts receivable line item and the liabilities sitting there over $3 million, which is historically higher than any other record that we have for accounts receivable. So at the workshop, we asked for that aging schedule. And what we found after them providing that information, thankfully, is that the hospital has, they've just failed to account for it as bad debt and post it to the income statement. If the hospital applied a federally adopted rule for bad debt, and this is coming from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, anything aged over 120 days would be written off. And that means it would move from the balance statement to the income statement, from the balance sheet to the income statement. What that would essentially do is reduce their net revenue. Now, 120 days, aged over 120 days is important because the probability of collecting debt that's more than 120 days old is 0 to 20%. To collect anything, not the entire amount, likely a less of a percentage, but 0 to 20% probability that you're going to even collect on that debt. And I understand that this doesn't mean that you stop trying, but it does mean that it is very unlikely that that money is coming in. So this speaks directly to the current financial status of the hospital. I can think of 2 reasons why the hospital would continue to operate without a bad debt policy. 1, they don't know that they should have one, and they don't understand the impact. 2, they know that when they do, it will significantly reduce the net revenue line and leave the financial outlook much less appealing than what we're being told. But either way, I think that's negligence. If you apply the federal standard of 120 days to the hospital's aging AR schedule, it reveals that the hospital is failing to acknowledge a $1.1 million loss. So simplified, a reduced bank balance of $2.1 million and a $1.1 million amount in bad debt is less revenue. That's what's being reported to the council and the commission since the beginning of the year. That does not look like breaking even or a profit. That looks like a significant loss to me. I hate being in this position to continue to bring this up. Seemingly every meeting is very difficult for me because I don't want to be contentious, and I think that most of the people working at the hospital are trying to do the right thing. But I do feel it is the responsibility of this council to respond to the community who brought this issue to us months ago And we've done our best to follow through, and I'm proud of this group for doing that. We're simply responding to our community's concerns. It started with personnel issues. It moved to a lack of financial reporting, misrepresentation. It's resulted in the loss of community confidence. It ended with initial failure to comply with council requests to the point where we had to pass an ordinance to get basic financial documents and reporting. All of this points to what I think the community was trying to alert us to in the first place, which is a failure of leadership. The question still remains, what is the financial status of the hospital? To be sure, I would recommend the following things to the Commission and to the CEO, Ms. Means. I would strongly recommend that the Commission pay for a third-party review and a reconciliation of the financials as a basis for charting a secure financial future. I would strongly recommend that Ms. Means and the Commission work together to revise a budget for 2025 to inform confident financial decision-making. And the Commission has chosen this direction for leadership, and I believe that we should support Mrs. Means in this venture in leading the hospital. But I believe this means that new leadership at the Commission level is necessary. And that is all I have to say.
All right, comments?
Well said. I think it's been pretty obvious that financially the chief financial officer is kind of swimming in deep water. She doesn't seem to know what is supposed to happen, and it's difficult to just kind of sit back and watch it continue to happen.
All right. Ms. Gruening, you had some comments you wanted to talk about too?
But I wanted to respond.
Go
to
ahead.
this one. Okay. So kind of like what Harry just said, when the hospital was here and the CFO was answering questions, she appeared to be answering questions, but then our council member Moyer, goes back and does the due diligence, reviews everything, and we still come back with a discrepancy. And it just doesn't end. She's spending so much time on this, and I think that every time it comes back, there's a different answer. There is something still broken. I don't know if the CEO is going to be the answer reviewing this, but something is definitely wrong. And when our hospital commission chair comes to speak to us, I truly don't, I know that she's very intelligent in what she does, but she can only go with what she's being told. And she doesn't have probably the time to do the work. We shouldn't have to do the work, but we're doing it because we have a dedicated member here who is reviewing this. There's a big issue. If there is a loss that looks like that after running the numbers and this reporting not being done correctly, our hospital's in trouble.
I think we have, did I see Ms. Means here? Would you want to come up and make any comments on this? I hate to put you on the spot, but you're the one who...
Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. I think that we're still not getting the answers to you in the manner that we all can agree upon. And my last, the workshop that we were at, I said we needed to be able to be more transparent and communicate better in the manner that we need to for the community that they deserve to know this information. So as we finish our August financials, I will have a better grasp because I'm technically only in about 30 some days now. I'm able to grasp more of the financials from not only the past, but August and the direction that they're going to, we have opportunity to improve ourselves. And it is my every effort to make sure that we're transparent in that manner. There are a lot of positives in the last 30 days that I've been here. I can't really specifically share what those are at this moment, but I know that with time, we're going to grow. It hit a hiccup in the road in 2024. It takes time for the hospital to be able to rejuvenate and gain momentum back and the trust of the community back. It's not going to happen overnight, but I can tell you that if given the opportunity, I would like to share with you more of what you guys are wanting from us. I did review the response from Cynthia to the council, and I felt like we were meeting it, but maybe I'm missing the point here, and the 2.1 million is coming up, the bad debt is coming up, and the write-off is coming up. So I need to dive deeper into that piece and be able to bring you answers to that. But we're seeing more numbers at the hospital, and I think that with the care that we provide and we continue to serve the community, I think that there are going to be more positives and more generating revenue coming out of the hospital. But again, it's just going to take some time. Yes.
I love to hear that. And I am in no way suggesting that there cannot be improvement in the hospital. I feel for you in your position, and that is actually part of what fuels me to continue to come here to the table and to say these things, because what I see in the financials is negligence. And I hate for you to come into this position and to offer the leadership that the hospital needs and not have a solid financial footing under you. So I'm motivated to try to support you in your position by bringing these things to the public and to you to say, to look carefully at the revenue. I mean, I am not an accountant. I have, Michael Atkins has graciously lent a lot of time and effort to this cause, and I appreciate that. And this is what I'm saying to you. It is so important that you get a review and a reconciliation of the hospital financials, and not to take anyone else's word that everything is good and that we're break even and we're making a profit, because that is not what this says to me.
Okay.
So I just encourage you to do that and to find a way to develop a revised 2025 budget so that you can make solid decisions moving forward. If this fails, and I would hate for that to happen for our community, for you, you've just taken this position, and I have all the confidence in the world that you're going to be great at it. I want you to have a solid financial footing with which to lead forward.
Sure.
And I think that is why I am saying this.
I appreciate
not
that.
To be difficult.
I appreciate that.
Ms. Greene?
So that was a hard comment to follow there. But kind of the same thing, and for me, even going back further with all of the personnel, with the mass exodus and everybody coming to us, I think if there were truly, there are some personnel that really don't work out, but there were a lot of personnel and contract labor that left. And if you heard Rochelle's comments at the beginning, that kind of led from one thing to another, and with the financials. So I'm hearing growth, and that's awesome. But we have to look at the loss that we're seeing as well through these numbers, and I don't know why we keep missing so much.
Right, and that's where the gap, we need to fill that. I said that at the workshop, and I think, again, we need to figure that out. As of today, I will tell you, we will have one contractor left. We have hired a lot in the last 30 days. If you can imagine, 3 contractors equal about above around 52,000 savings over 13 weeks. So I think that that's a positive that I can confidently say today, because that is actually what is happening in that manner. And we're just not hiring to hire. These are well-vetted, interviewed nursing staff and medics that we feel confident in serving in the emergency department and serving our patients. And so I think that's in the last 30 days, I can say that's a positive for us financially.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to hear you say that. And it reminds me of a conversation that we had several months ago with the chair of the commission and the CFO, who were on record saying about employee labor versus contract labor, it's 50-50, it's a wash. And I know that not to be true, and this was something that the council brought to the commission, and that is what was said. And that right there illustrates the fear that I have for you moving forward.
Well, I feel like my representation today is a positive one, and we will see, the goal is to see those benefits, us reaping those benefits of cost by the end of the year. So I truly am getting community, people are contacting us and they're telling us how positive their experience is, and we're also getting staff saying, I'm hearing a lot about the change at Eureka Springs Hospital and we want to come work for you. So I think we can leave it vetted at that and then just continue to work on getting the connection with the financials and the representation of that piece right there. Okay. Anything else?
Mr. Avanzino?
I just wanted to ask, as Ms. Moyer pointed out, is there a bad debt policy written for the hospital yet?
When you mention policy, I don't recall one, but that doesn't mean that there isn't one. I can't answer that.
Okay, thank you. And I just want to say, I really appreciate you stepping up tonight. It's a hot seat. We won't lie about it. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Mr. Means?
Ms. Means, what about the lab? I know the lab's expensive. I know that hiring the proper people for the lab that are qualified and they cost more money. But I've just heard that a very important person that was in the lab has been let go. And they were responsible for 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, if I'm not mistaken. So the lab shut down.
No, it is not.
Well, there's not. Do you have someone in the lab 24 hours a day that's qualified?
We officially finished our first full week, fully staffed with our own staff. So we are fully staffed. We covered every single shift in the last 7 days with our own staff. So that's another positive for us because that is a big goal. When I came in, lab was the priority of making sure that we are open 24/7.
So the lab has fully qualified people?
Fully qualified.
24 hours a day?
24 hours a day, yes.
We've heard that before.
Well, I'm standing up here with you today. And
so
saying that
I hope it's true.
Yes, yes.
Ms. Greening, did you have something you wanted to continue on with?
You mean from the agenda?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Do we have the motion?
Well, motion to discuss, anybody?
Motion to discuss the actions that were from previous council commission meetings.
I'll second.
Okay.
Oh, are you still winning?
Not right now, thank you. There may be something later on.
Yeah, you-
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So we do appreciate having you on board and recognizing a lot of the issues, because it was stated with Ms. Martin, Commissioner Martin, stating that between contract labor, that she says they've saved our bacon, and that could be true, except for we're really concerned about the personnel that are no longer there, that have been up here crying, upset, and...
Ms. Gruening, that's kind of,
Okay, please let me finish. And
well,
so-
let's stick to the subject.
so the
That's actually in the
action
past,
items-
and nothing that the council can do about the personnel.
I understand,
So
but it's
that's
what
not,
brought
that
us
shouldn't be
here.
an issue to be discussed.
Okay. The issue with the missing money, but what really, and Rochelle brought it up, the third-party staffing review. We talk about things we're going to do. My point is that we never hear anything else happen from it. I don't know if maybe we need to do action items, because it's not even just with the hospital, it's with some other things with council. I feel like we say things and then there's no follow-up. So this was Councilmember Avicino had pressed for action, noting the severity of the situation, that maybe there be a third-party staffing review. It was acknowledged by Chair Martin that they were going to do an independent investigation, but we never heard about it. So we don't know what happened. We don't need to know what happened with personnel. That is between the hospital and the personnel, but that there was an independent review completed.
And this is regarding personnel, or is what you're saying?
A follow-up that it was agreed based on what Council Member David Avicino brought to the table, and Sandy Martin, the chair, said that they would do one. I think
On
it's...
personnel, that's what I'm trying to, that's what you're referring to, or are you referring to something else?
We just want to know that the independent review was done.
Review of what?
Of employees. It says, what we had said was that Sandy Martin responded that we're going to do an independent investigation. We're looking for an independent firm that will deal with some of the employees and interview those employees and give us a report just to see if the hospital is having issues with certain people, if there was a hostile workplace. These people are...
Okay, okay, I understand what you're saying now.
Okay.
There was a third party in respect to, I can't think of his name, who looked at it, and it pretty well got dropped because there wasn't anything there to investigate what they looked at.
So there was a third party that came in?
Yes. He's an attorney, and he looked into it, and that's where it got stopped at.
Okay.
And I didn't know I was supposed to report this back to the council, because again, personnel is not a matter of the council. This is a hospital issue.
About the personnel, we're asking if the investigation was done. So what you just said was great to hear.
Well, it was done, and again, I didn't report back to the council because it's a hospital concern, but in order for your information, yes, it was done.
Well, so to further that, the reason I'm bringing it up is because Ms. Martin also expressed that she would update within a couple of weeks, and so that update didn't happen. So I'm following up with that.
Of the personnel issue.
Just that there was an investigation around it.
All right.
So,
Ms. Maines, you must
So
have
I'll tell
some...
you what I do. I do a Survey Monkey with all the staff about 60 days in. It's an evaluation how they think that I'm doing, and then it's an evaluation how they feel the hospital is doing. And then if there's any other issues that go along with this. This is something standard that I normally do when I go into these positions, because what better way is to get kind kind of, a mirror approach. Tell me how you think you're doing, and then I'm in my leadership meetings telling how I think we're going and all of that. And then what it does is, if it does open up opportunities that if there is issues, I will look into those issues. If somebody anonymous says, I feel like there's workplace violence or bullying or anything going on to that makes me dive deeper into that conversation. Right now, we are about, I can say, getting core staff, just from my knowledge, 80% maybe are new coworkers in the last 4 to 6 months. So I think it would be a good opportunity for us to, for me to survey the team and then be able to work on that. And then what I do in 6 months, I ask the same questions through another Survey Monkey. So they know I read everything, how they feel everything is going well, what their concerns are, and then in 6 months, did they feel like there was action taking?
Yeah, 360 reviews are awesome. So for you to get feedback and then to be able for them to express feedback. So that I like that most.
So moving forward, that's what I do.
awesome.
And this is something that, correct me if I'm mistaken, that you'll be reporting to the commission.
Yes.
Yeah. And so if you want to know, then you watch the hospital commission. They're not going to report it back to the city council because it's not our concern.
It's not. I'm just saying I appreciate that she's looking into it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Question.
Yes.
I understand it's not something that we can manipulate, hire, fire, or order to be done. But it would be very nice, since you're here new and things are improving, you say, is that while people are still worried about the condition, I'm talking about the populace, I'm talking about the citizens of Eureka Springs, coming here and just giving us a report on how things are going, it goes out to the city. It's on YouTube. That would be a very nice thing. You don't have to take questions.
Ms. Myers, I don't want to interrupt you, but Ms. Means and I have discussed doing that and having her come before the council, once a month to report the status of the hospital.
Well, okay.
Well, that's awesome. We didn't know, and your transparency is very much appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Ms. Green?
I'm done.
right.
If anybody else has any other comments?
All right. If there's nothing else, agenda setting? All right. How about city council comments? Mr. Myers, we'll start on your side.
Oh, I was going to say some stuff, but I'm not. I'm fine.
All right. Ms. Meyer?
Oh.
I'm Ms. Moyer. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you're confusing me.
I'm still, you're not, forgive me. Miss Moyer. Miss Rochelle Moyer.
We're on the same side of the table, so I guess that counts. Well, I wanted to say I appreciate, again, Ms. Means being here and handling being put on the spot so gracefully. And I wanted to actually comment on the Main Street race, the Run Unicorn Run. What a fun thing to do. And I'm actually going to have my glitter on and running the 1 mile with my grandson. So maybe all of you will come and run the 1 mile. I mean, we won't be going that fast. Yeah.
I'll follow in the Model T.
All right, Mr. Amazino.
I too want to thank all the volunteers and the people at Main Street Eureka that are putting on the run. It sounds a lot of fun. My husband is actually doing some of this stuff, and it sounds like a lot of fun. I may walk. Are you going to run or walk?
It'll depend on what Kieran wants to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, I may carry a bottle of wine, so can I do that? I may do that and just walk. But no, they're doing a fantastic job, and they certainly need to be recognized for it. Also, I want to say congratulations to Simon. For those of you who don't know, he is now engaged to be married, believe it or not.
Oh.
So it was a surprise, and very happy for him. And also, thanks to Ms. Means as well. Thanks for being here.
CAPC workshop this Wednesday at 5 p.m. We're going to tackle next year's budget. Should be fun. Going to make some tough decisions, and we're going to work it over and keep working it over until we get it balanced. So it's going to be a challenge, I'm sure. Our regular meeting will be the 24th at 5 p.m. We have 3 cemetery tours left for this month, and the weather's cooler, so come out and learn some history for $20 on Saturdays at 11 o'clock. And I'd also like to thank Ms. Means for being here. I have a lot of hope in her that this is going to help the hospital and turn this all around. Okay.
And also next month, we'll have the ghost tours for the museum at the cemetery coming up. Silence of the Cities, and that will start in October 15th,
2 weekends
16th.
October.
Yeah, only 2 weekends, so be sure to put it down on your calendar. And Ms. Gurney?
So I want to thank Simon and his crew. They did some repairs behind Washington Street. They put in a drain to help stop the gravel from going. Everybody on that street was kind of surprised. They weren't aware, but they were sure happy it was done. I went to the grand opening of the Beauty Bar. There was really a lot of people there. It was a great response. I think supporting local business is important. I attended the Classic Car Show where my husband Mike and Mike Welsh both played. It was well attended. It was a lot of fun. And do appreciate Miss Means before you leave, you being here. And then we are excited about having the Run Unicorn Run. I'm not running, I don't think. I keep tripping. So my husband's volunteering. He'll be involved. I think it's going to be a great run day. David, I expect to see you out there.
Yeah, crutches.
But when we have some of these ribbon cuttings, I think it's great that we try to support some of our local businesses.
Thank you. This weekend, we're going to be coming up with Eureka Springs Jeep Jam, starting Thursday, September 11th through Sunday, September 14th. Saturday, the 13th, they'll be having a Jeep show, I guess you might say, up at the Passion Play. And I have been amazed at how many people own Jeeps that display them. I bet that's one of the largest car shows we have. And I know it's one of the largest car parades we have. And for the public out there, don't worry, we're not going out on the highway. They're going to go back like they did the last 2 years and keep it in town. So hopefully we won't be getting the traffic jam that we've had before. But that's coming up this weekend. Also this weekend on Saturday the 13th from 6 to 8, Wheelhouse 7 will be playing in the Basin Park. And then on the Monday the 15th through Sunday the 21st will be Bike Fest in Eureka Springs. And then on Saturday the 20th from 4 to 6, the Bel Airs, which is a wonderful group, will be playing in the Basin Park. And then it's also been mentioned numerous times and through here, 10 a.m., and I guess it's starting at Center Street, is the Run Unicorn Run. Is that Center Street? Okay. At 10 o'clock Sunday.
8, I think it is.
8? Okay.
Early Sunday morning.
Early Sunday morning before any of the traffic gets out. All right. All right, so that does away with Mr. Amanzino. Maybe. Gonna have to set your alarm clock. Yeah. Also, one of the exciting things too is on Saturday, September 27th, out at the School of the Arts, they're going to have their September studio stroll. And if you've never been out to the School of Arts, it's an amazing facility. They have built in several buildings out there for different arts, from woodwork to metalwork, and they just have an incredible facility out there. Blacksmithing, weaving, small metals. They're going to be, Doug Stowe will be out there, and they'll be doing some silver jewelry. So there's just a lot of different arts and crafts that are being done. So that was going to be from, let's see, when is it? September, throughout September, I guess. So go on out there if you get a chance. September 27th, Saturday, that's it, from 4 to 5:30. So other than that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Stand up and leave.